Hi and welcome for another exciting adventure with Vicky's Precious Petals. So today, frog, bottle. We're going to make a shake frog. Okay, and I've got some eyes here. They've got eyelashes, gold eyelashes on them. Let's see if I can pick them up and show you. So let's see if I can put them in the right way up. We'll see what happens. UV resin. White. I need gloves. Okay, got my gloves on now. Rightio. So I shouldn't have to mark the backs of these because they've got little wings on them for the eyelashes, in theory. So a little drop in there. Now there's a right and a left to these. Oh, come on. Just trying to get it right in the hole. I put these in a octopus once, put them in upside down. I said the octopus was swimming upside down. That was my theory. So I just want that to hold there so I can do the other side. And hope I don't pop these out when I'm putting the bottle in. I just want it enough to hold. I'm going to do the other side and stick it under the lamp while I sort out some toes. Right, hopefully that will hold. Next. Did that just move? Hurry up. When I moved the frog then, it moved. So I'm going to throw it under the lamp. I'll be back in a minute. And I'll just watch me holding the lamp. Okay, so I need to make a lid for the bottle. And can I see through there? How am I going to do this? I need another pair of hands. Somebody come and help. So I just need to put a bit of a line where the lid comes to. Yep. So this is a jewellery thing, which I nearly threw out the other day. And I thought, oh, I'll keep it, I might be handy. So what you need is like could you probably use that one but it'll be fairly domed. So if I use this one's a bit bigger and only half fill to where I've put my mark by holding it upside down, I've put a mark on the back here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And that's where the bottle comes to. So who's ringing me? Don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to put some, just wondered if I should do 2 layers in this because it's a bit deep. Alright, hopefully I measured correctly. I'm just going to put this under the lamp, be easier. Okay, that's on the go. So I've got all of these bits out. This was Christmas, I don't know what you call them, embellishments, and I never got to use them. I got these out of Harry and Wilma. They weren't very expensive. So I've pulled out these little green ones for his toes. Now picking these things up, not the easiest. As I've discovered. Maybe I should drag them over this side. So, did you see what I did? Put a little bit of UV resin in, then picked up the little green shiny thing and dropped it in his toes. Now there is tiny little, in these back ones, they've got some tiny little hot toes. But, I did have some little, gold balls out. They're sitting over there. Right, I'll do one more, just so you can see what I'm doing for all those people that haven't done frog's toes before. Bit of UV. And this UV is just the one I bought off Temu because I can't tell the difference between the other brands. So if you haven't used UV resin before, you can just sit these things out in the sun. But the problem being is that your resin might run in the meantime. Oh my God. Your resin might run. These torches, you just can buy them off any of the shopping sites. Temu, eBay, any of the resin sites probably have them as well. They're not expensive, but try to buy one that's like sort of got a bit of a higher voltage if you can. And then I've got a bigger lamp, and I've also got a small resin one. I think the little lights it's had a fair workout. I think the little lights need a change up. You can tell by the dirty fingerprint on the top how often it gets used. But now that I've got the bigger one, which I haven't really shown you. It's one of those 2-piece ones. When I've finished doing that over there, I might show you later. Okay, I'm going to continue on with the toes. But you can see what I'm doing. You need a bit of patience, and it's going to take a while. Right out. Alright, my lid is going to be a good fit. I haven't got enough mixed up here, but what this is is 50% glycerine and 50% water. So I think I'm going to need more than that. I'll just make a bit more. What I also have here are some tiny little fish. Little glittery fish. If I can get them out of the packet. Not a child-proof packet again. Oh, where's the sticky on it? Oh, for heaven's sake. We'll do it this way. We've got the sticker over the little thing. So these are just tiny little fish. And I've got some other fish here. They're a bit bigger. I don't think they'll be able to turn around in there somehow. I'm just saying. Because these are going to swim up and down. I'll put a few more of these little ones in here. Don't ask me where I got. I'll be going off the sticker. It's Tumu's Sheen, something like that. And I wouldn't have paid much for them. Made in China. How unusual. Everything's made in China. Well, maybe I'll put too many because you need them to be able to float up and down. I don't know if I've got too many or not. I'll just tip a few out. Alright, we'll leave it at that. So, now I just need a bit more. Add a little. This is just water. And I've got some glycerine just here. It's a bit of guesswork. Shouldn't do this. 50-50 people. Okay. I will have a little air bubble in there. Now, just make sure there's no glycerine on the top. That's the little lid. And this is the difficult bit. Because you've got to UV this on. Well, you don't have to use UV, you could use glue. But I'm using UV. I'm thinking what I'm going to do. I don't want it on the inside, if I can avoid it. Get out of the road. Level. So what I will do is run another ring of UV around it, underneath it. But I can't pick it up at the moment. And then you've got to check for leaks, make sure it's not leaking. So you do not want water and glycerine through your resin. So what I'm doing is just run the ring around underneath it. So it's hard to see too, because you've got a clear bottle with a clear lid and clear resin. Bit of guesswork going on, guys. Okie dokie, they're floating nicely. Well, they were a minute ago, now they're all gone to the top. Come on, make a liar out of me. So all the little fish are swimming around. Now this, I'm thinking, yep, it'll have to sit up in a bit further, just so I've got resin room over the top of it. So I can either do it that way, because that's a bit ugly looking. Maybe if I did it this way, will it fit without knocking the eyes out. Actually, it fits better this way. So this is what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, it sits down in neat. Oh yeah. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of resin. I don't need much for this part of the process. My lid sticking on was a bit ugly, but you won't see that, hopefully. In theory, and it's not leaking. I've got nothing on my gloves. That's the best way to tell. I'll be back in a minute. I'll mix up a bit of expert resin. Don't need much. Okay, this is my this clicks together. Oh, wrong way around, like that. This is my lamp, my UV lamp. That slides in and out, and it goes up to 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm happy. Timu, thank you. Rightio. So I've only got a small amount of resin. I think I've got too much, but so I'm just going to leave that. Until that cures, and then we'll come back for the next stage, because you need to be able to see this bottle from the top, if that makes sense. So when you shake it, you can see these things going up and down. I'm actually thinking maybe do I need a bit more? No, I'm going to leave it. Rightio, we'll talk later. Rightio, with this little frog, I'm keeping on the sea theme. So these are just some little charms. I've got, you buy them bags, 50 or 100 or 20 or something. Every site will have them. Nope. Flick that one. I'm just cutting off the little rings. And I don't have to worry if there's a little sharp bit, because it's going in here. So it's not, I don't have to worry about it. These are a bit thicker, these ones. I'm not sure if these are the ones will cut it or not. Yep. I do have a bigger set there, just in case. Alright. So, I was just showing you what I was doing. I've still got one to go. I'm going to mix up a bit of resin, and I'll come back. Okay, I've got 60 mils mixed up here. I don't think I'm going to need that much, but I've got another little job happening over the side of me, as usual. So these little bits here, I thought I would put the little seahorses, come here, dipping them in a bit of resin, so hopefully they get bubbles under them. So I'm just putting them in here, like so. Then these bits, the starfish, on there. Where's the other one? Starfish. Oh, what colour is this one? Blue. The starfish are pink and blue, and the same with the whales. Right, so I'm just going to tip a bit of resin in. A bit of paper gone. Might have to get a pipette out because I do want to go over these toenails to make sure there's enough resin in there to hold them together. Alright, now I just want to put these little whales in. I wonder I go through so many pairs of gloves. So, which way around am I going? Just swimming back to front. Up in there. I might do the pipette thing now. Alright, if you're using these, they're called pipettes, or pipette, whatever country you're in, squeeze first. So you're pushing the air out. And then just let it suck up. Because it is really easy to get air in these things, and then it's just a pain because you're pumping bubbles into your resin, which is really annoying. And this Texpert resin is quite thick as well. Oh, I've got air in there. Oh goodness. So I'm just going down. You can see this, just putting a little drop on each toe. And then it'll run down. So I'm just hoping it's thick enough. Because when you put them in with UV, sometimes you haven't quite made them thick enough. Or you've made them too thick and they're still sticky. And because the frog's toes are so thin, these take longer to cure. So I always leave this an extra day. So I'm never in a rush with my resin. I've usually got like a heap of projects on the go, so it doesn't kind of matter. I wouldn't even bother trying to clean that. Got a bubble. Get it out to get me stick. It's disappeared. This'll do the job. Get out of there. That was my own fault then. I'm just going to put a little bit more resin in. I'm just letting it run down nice and slow so it doesn't move my little trinkets around, hopefully. Now I don't want this clear too deep. Okay, I'm thinking that's enough. I'll just keep an eye on it for bubbles. Not that it should matter because it's a sea theme, so bubbles go. Well, that's my excuse. Okay, we'll come back when this is cured. Okay, we're back to the little turtle. And I've got some different glitters here. It's just going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So in this I'm going to have floaties and sinkies. I'm thinking. This is just the Artco resin I've got here. The artist resin. It's just a 1-to-1 resin. Because you want to be able to see the majority of this, so I don't want to be too heavy-handed. I think that's enough in there. This camera, I'm going to I'm just going to tip this forward to make sure I don't get air bubbles right there where I've got it. Come on, get out. I think I've got it. I'm just checking if that's an air bubble or a bit of sparkly stuff. I'm doing it this way just to make sure that I get all around his toes. Are they called toes? Somebody told me. I have a lot of frogs that live on my veranda with my pot plants. The dogs like chase them around a bit, but they don't ever really touch them. And Gary and I both like our frogs. This was a bit of guesswork with how much resin I had to mix up. I'm definitely getting better with me guessing. Dripping it everywhere. How are we looking? I don't think I can get much more in there. I think we're pretty good. And this is where you always have something sitting on the side. This is a skull. I don't know what I was doing the other day, but it was purple. And I just take these old little things like snails and little skulls and whatever to the markets. You just be surprised how it sells. This little skull looks like it needs another project happening. I haven't quite got enough for it. Over the years I've come up with some really weird patterns in the snails. There's one lady, she loves the snails, she puts them in her pot plants. Buys them off me all the time. It's a shame I haven't quite got enough to fill that up. That would have looked pretty good. It'll probably end up a bit of clear in there, or you know, it could be pink or purple or green or whatever. Okay, I can't scrape any more out. So I shall come back and have a chat to you all tomorrow, and we shall get the little froggy out. Clean my mess up here, and I'll talk to you all then. See you tomorrow. Okay, time to get the little frog out. I've just used a little bit of soapy water. That's all that's in this bottle, and I just squirted it in so I can get him out, or her. Makes it so much easier. You've just got to watch they don't fly out of your hands. Be a bit cautious around their little toes. They're easy to break off. That's why I try to give them a few coats, because they're so thin. Come on. I think I need a bit more soapy water in there. Got it. Oh, wow. So it's definitely on the cute side. So, you can see him moving all around, and fish. I can get the fish up to the top. I'm pretty sure that will amuse kids forever. And I did the usual. Eyelashes are in upside down. But what can I say? He jumps like that. Is that true? Oh my goodness. So the little stars and the other little fish are in there. Little whales. They're pretty cute. And the fish going up and down. I must admit, some of these other ones that are on the bottom, they look like they're dead because they're upside down. But I'm sure they will come back to the top. Okay, but it's really cute. I'm sure that'll amuse some kids and people forever. Okay, we'll talk later. See ya. Thumbs up, please, people.